One of the most well-known Russian android robots is Alisa Zelenogradova. She appeared in the company Robotics in 2012. This robot looks like a 25-year-old woman. Initially, the mechanical beauty learned to move her eyes, and then gradually mastered facial expressions. The advent of 3D printers in the company significantly accelerated the process of creating and improving the robot. Alisa is a gynoid robot named after the suburb of Moscow where she was created. The Alisa robot has a wide range of sensors, including stereo microphones in her ears, cameras in her eyes, and a speaker inside her mouth. When fully realized on a mobile platform, infrared sensors are added as a safety bumper and a Microsoft Kinect sensor for navigation and additional interactive communication capabilities. Currently, Alisa's eyes, skull with a movable lower jaw, pneumatic arms, and some mounting elements are printed on a 3D printer. Of course, Alisa's capabilities are still far from those of the Toshiba Android or other Japanese models, but Alisa can already simulate human emotions. HRP-4C, also known as MEME, is a Japanese humanoid robot that is the embodiment of an average young woman. Created at the Japan National Institute of Science and Technology in collaboration with Kawada Industries and Kokoro, it was first unveiled in 2009. The HRP-4C weighs 43 kilograms, 94 pounds, with batteries, and stands 158 centimeters tall. It was tested as a runway model and as a pop singer. The robot is equipped with a large number of motors that provide walking and arm movement. In addition, it understands human speech and can carry on a conversation on its own. And thanks to micromotors implanted under the skin, face, and neck, HRP-4C can demonstrate various expressions of human feelings. 30 electric motors are responsible for the robot's smooth movement, another 8 control facial expressions. MEME can recognize words addressed to her and interpret surrounding sounds. Its applications include the entertainment industry and industries that also require realistic analogs of the human body. Not only major companies create humanoid-like robots, but also individual enthusiasts. In the UK, 42-year-old graphic designer Ricky Ma decided to create a model robot, which he named Mark I. To bring his dream robot to life, Ricky Ma spent $50,000. Ma started building his robot almost from scratch. He 3D printed the skeleton for his creation. In total, 70% of the robot's body was created using the printer. Only the engines, metal fastenings, and computer microchips were not printed. He programmed the hardware to respond to voice commands. The designer spent a year and a half on the entire project. The robot responds to commands that Ma gives through a microphone. The designer admitted that the project was not easy for him. When I was a child, I loved robots. Why? Because I loved watching animation. All kids loved those old cartoons about Transformers, cartoons about robots fighting each other, games about them. After I grew up, I wanted to make my personal robot, and I decided to. During the creation, many people told me, "Are you crazy? It takes a lot of time and money. You don't even know how to do it." And it was indeed a tough job, but I did it, said Ma. Creating a video about Japanese humanoid robots, it is impossible not to mention Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro from Osaka University, who gained widespread recognition in the field of robotics for his creations, including the photorealistic androids of the Geminoid series, Kodomoroid, Otonoroid, and others. Each of Professor Ishiguro's creations becomes increasingly realistic and acquires additional abilities, enhancing their resemblance to living humans. In 2010, he introduced Geminoid to the world, a copy of himself. Using silicone rubber, pneumatic actuators, powerful electronics, and his own hair, the robot closely resembles the professor. A large head, wrinkled brows, and piercing eyes. Professor Ishiguro remotely controls his robot using a microphone, and the robot can reproduce Ishiguro's intonations, tilt its head, and even blink. However, the professor gained the most fame for his latest work, a robot named Erica, which can undoubtedly be described as hyper-realistic. When creating Erica, Professor Ishiguro's team not only provided the robot with new eyes, ears, and more realistic body parts, but also significantly improved its speech and equipped it with an additional communication capability described as body language. The creation of the new robot was a collaborative effort involving Japan's Science and Technology Agency, Osaka and Kyoto universities, and the Advanced Telecommunications Research Institute International. Despite the considerable efforts invested by robotic engineers, Erica exhibits a subtle degree of stiffness in comparison to living humans. However, despite this, the robot is capable of participating in spontaneous conversations and expressing laughter. Notably, Erica has recently secured a position as a television news anchor. This is Geminoid F, another of the most realistic female robots created by the professor. This gynoid, designed to be a simplified and lighter version of Ishiguro's earlier android Geminoid HI, has the appearance of a young Japanese girl with the goal of evoking greater sympathy from people. This android features remote autonomous control, capable of serving as a telepresence device operated by a human or interacting with people independently under the control of artificial intelligence. The robot has a metal skeleton with a plastic skull, covered with polyurethane foam and realistic silicone skin. To replicate facial expressions, Humanoid F is equipped with 12 facial pneumatic actuators. Additionally, the device can perform certain movements with its hands and body. Humanoid F is primarily a research project aimed at studying the psychological aspects of interaction between humans and machines. However, this didn't prevent it from becoming the first robot to act in both theater and film, specifically in the post-apocalyptic play Sayonara and the film inspired by it. In these productions, the android was operated remotely by an operator. Ishiguro is confident that the application of Humanoid F is unlimited. For instance, a female robot could be used as a mannequin or in the service industry. We cannot predict how people will use robots. We provide the technology, but we do not control its application, says the professor. But can a robot become a close friend? Ishiguro believes it can. According to him, with the right technology, humanoid robots can be taught to think and experience human emotions. The professor is also convinced that there will inevitably come a day when humanity cannot immediately distinguish a real person from a robot. A Japanese university student has created his own humanoid robot for a graduate project, and it's a twin of Yuki Kashiwagi, a singer from the hugely popular Japanese girl group AKB48. Shown off at the Nico Nico Chokaigi Super Conference in Tokyo, the Yukirin robot depicts Kashiwagi in a long white dress, and an Xbox Kinect sensor built into the chest of the robot reacts to humans nearby, so that the robot turns and fixes her gaze on anyone that enters her field of vision. According to Japanese website IT Media Japan, student Takayuki Todo says that he carved the robot's face out of soft wood by looking at magazine photographs. He intends to upgrade the robot with better head tracking, eye pupils, and more expressive eyelids. Todo admits that the resemblance of the robot's face to the real idol is not 100% perfect, and he has designed the facial resemblance from photos in magazines and various meetings such as events in real time. Despite being very creepy, this robot is an impressive achievement for a student working alone. Meet Humanoid, the humanoid robot. It was built in Japan, modeled after a woman from Central Europe. At the Technical University of Darmstadt, this unique robotic creation is currently being programmed, and scientists are conducting research on the impact such hyper-realistic robots can have on people. The initial impressions upon meeting the robot are fascination and discomfort. Humanoid stands at a height of 170 centimeters and wears a size 36 dress. Her medium-length hair, reaching her shoulders, is partially real. The hyper-realistic female robot can move her face, arms, fingers, and hips. Humanoid can speak, laugh a little, and express some emotional expressions. This robot models are designed to study how people react to the environment of hyper-realistic robots and whether they are willing to interact with them. During the presentation, many people experienced both fascination and discomfort. Some took selfies with the female robot, some people avoided her, trying not to pay attention to the robot, and there were those who simply watched, afraid to approach. An interesting feature of the robot is its warm silicone hands. This is a special feature of this model, which allows the robot to be closer to humans. As the creators claim, a cold, mechanical handshake repels many people. Additionally, Humanoid can autonomously converse and engage in conversation. Humanoid and industrial robots are increasingly